reporting to you live from Jackie Goldschneider's Hamptons Beach house that we are currently renting out at $50,000 a month. This is Stop Being Hateful. I'm your host, Lori.
And the consummate professional producer, Adam McAvoy.
We also have a very special guest today. It is the octopus that No was boiling at 6 o'clock in the morning when Teresa and the girls left for ice. We
just finished up, which episode was it, of season 10? Episode 11 of season 10. And it ends with Teresa realizing...
No, I think it's episode 12.
No, this is the beginning.
Okay.
We just started the beginning of
episode
12.
Teresa is on her way to visit Joe and Ice, and she forgets her license and, the girls' birth certificates, which I feel like is a little scripted. I don't believe she actually forgot them.
The look on her daughter's faces makes me think she did. Her daughter's reactions make me think...
Gia is,
She's about to claw her mother's... Yeah. Which I bet, you've talked about that before on the pod, how you just kind of, as a teenager...
Just hate your mom.
Yeah, just go at your mom.
Yeah, and it's like you either... you fight with both your parents as a girl. You fight with your dad pretty much all the time throughout your whole childhood as a girl. But, there's something about, being a teenager, at least for me, where you're just my mom is an idiot. Because I feel like, especially in Gia's case, that's her oldest one, right? She's, realizing, her mom married, a really shitty guy.
No, what are you talking about?
Or, not, or some really...
in this season so far, all of her children think that she's being the ridiculous
Yeah, one. I guess it's, I think because they know he's shitty, but they're, okay with it. And they, expect a different level of maturity from their mom.
I don't think so. I think they're giving him a lot. Everyone's giving him a lot of slack because he just spent 3 years in prison, and now
almost a year in ice. He's really had a rough go with things.
Yeah, and he's only there for them, and then it's just right.
Yeah, I think the arguing. I don't think that they arguing though. I think
no, absolutely,
you're
but
both
everyone
wrong.
no. She is she thinks they're both wrong, but
she does side with Joe
because he's in prison.
He's in ICE, which is I would argue is much worse than the minimum security prison he was in before this.
Yeah,
it was not that any prison is good, but some are, not all are created equally. But so we're gonna recap, the whole so what we've seen so far of the season. I want to talk about the Jamaica trip first. The girls go to Jamaica for Jennifer Aiden's birthday. And Dolores is just really mean to Jackie.
Yeah, she's well, first of all, it was a whole Mean Girl. Was this the Mean Girl setup?
Yeah, where they had the 2 hotel rooms and, they were in a separate building.
Which, that just to begin with, is, like I said, Mean Girl setup.
Yeah. I just don't get, why, they... Sorry, co-producer Kennedy was really going at her pause. It was distracting me.
Back to it.
But it's just so ridiculous, this Mean Girl, we're gonna be in different... It reminded me so much of, when you're in 8th grade and you're making you're making the plans to go... Who's gonna room with your girlfriends in D.C., Mm-hmm. How that's, a big deal and you always fuck one of the girls over, or, a group of the girls over. Because you don't like them as much.
Because there might be, 6 friends and you can only have 4 people in the room.
Yeah, 2 of them have to get fucked over and, room with a weirdo or something. That's, what it reminded me of. It's, why did you book them in a different...
Building?
How long did they say? They said it, took them half an hour to get there.
I think that may have been an exaggeration, but the fact that the exaggeration was even, could be exaggerated to a half an hour is ridiculous. Yeah, and it just felt so... I don't know. But so they're having dinner, and Dolores... Or, they're, having, a pre-dinner or something. I'm not really clear on, they eat a lot in this episode. Well, they had, sushi delivered to the room.
Yeah. But they're,
so they're all talking, having sushi. And Dolores is,
unprompted.
It started by Teresa. Teresa was talking about Jackie, hey, she said something about having enough with Margaret. She's like, I've had enough with Margaret.
Yeah, Teresa's done with Margaret.
Yeah, and it worked its way over to Jackie because they're in a separate room.
Yeah, and then Dolores, I just feel like we were raised too differently, and, that's why we can never be friends. I don't feel like we're friends. And then they're having dinner, and then Dolores says something about her and Jackie, not being, or her and Jackie being, on good terms or something, and then Jennifer's well, you said she wasn't your friend.
Yeah.
And like Jackie looks really hurt by that, and I would be hurt by that too if I was.
Well, it's.
Oh no, they're talking about how Frank Catania said that Jackie always has to get the last word in because she's a female lawyer, and Jackie was like, he doesn't really know me, like, so why is he talking about me like that?
Mm-hmm. And I think that was brought to light because, you know, me and Dolores are friends.
Yeah.
And then Jennifer.
Why did you let him talk about me?
And then Jennifer's just like, you guys aren't friends.
Yeah,
and
she said you guys aren't friends, and Jackie's like, what?
What do you think about Jennifer? Like, being so bold
to it's like such a shit-stirring thing to say.
Yeah.
But, like, also, like, she's right. Like, you did just say you're not her friend.
Yeah, she did.
Like, so it's like, I don't really see the problem with it. I mean, I guess for Dolores and, like, for, like, the older school Italian mindset, it's, like, disrespectful to, like, say something that was said out of the conversation.
Well, Dolores just definitely isn't gonna, like, trust Jennifer. Like, that didn't do anything, really. I don't think Dolores, you could see, just stood her ground.
Yeah,
and, like,
she
backed
down.
up what she said. Yeah, she doubles down. Whereas Jennifer, she's just gonna be like, oh, I can't talk around Jennifer.
Yeah,
I can't be open around Jennifer.
Monkey's asshole of a mouth.
Big trout mouth.
But yeah, so they're Teresa's feuding with Margaret. They're really it's escalating between them.
Well, don't you think it's all like it's all kind of stems from Danielle Staub?
Yeah, because Danielle's like, I feel like I was thinking about this the other day as like people who are like so. I feel like she's had a really rough life, Danielle, like objectively, and I feel like when you're always in a mindset of being like on the defense, you never have a chance to be like introspective, you know? Like introspection is really something that comes when you like have peace and like or like time away from a situation or from a person, and if you never have that time,
and she kind of always throws herself into things,
I mean, if you're not willing to give yourself that time, then you'll always be thinking of yourself as a victim because you'll never see yourself as anything but the victim. Because, like, that emotion stays with you and you never, like, think...
you have to change the story in your head.
Yeah, you have to change the story in the head to fit your narrative because you're not giving yourself time or you don't have time to, like, think of ways you could have reacted differently or ways that you could have, you know... Like, you're perpetually hurting yourself. And I feel like Danielle's one of those people who, like, has never had the introspection to say, like, oh, I was wrong. She just keeps thinking, like, oh, I'm being hurt, and that's not always the case.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff you see that, you know, these women do, they're like, oh, I'm hurt, so it justifies my actions, where it really doesn't.
It doesn't.
You know, there's a lot to be said about taking the higher ground and having the moral authority to be like, don't you see, I not only is this person being mean to me, but I'm also not being mean back to them. Like, Teresa's really victimizing Margaret, kind of, like, and
she's villainizing
Margaret. But same thing with Jackie. You know, they're just like making them out to be like these terrible people.
But it's like they're not. They just have morals.
And even then, it's like, what are they really doing? They apologized instantly. You know, they like apologize really fast.
Yeah, Margaret is almost always like, if I had like the comment she made about Teresa liking 21-year-olds or something with the rum tasting. She did double down a little bit on that one.
Well, she didn't double down. She tried to justify it. But with Jackie was like, "Hey, please don't make jokes about my eating disorder. You really don't realize how destructive it is."
Yeah, and she said that I would never say it again.
She's like, "I'll never say it again." Yeah, she said it really, really
that was
fast.
very nice. But so during the Jamaica dinner, they talk about Marty, Danielle's now ex-husband. Apparently she's engaged to a count who was dating one of Marge's friends, and then he left her for Danielle.
Danielle
stole him away
after they were at a party together.
Yeah, and so, but Teresa's
she went to Danielle's and Marty's wedding, they said,
which is so funny. But so, allegedly...
Well, it was a destination wedding just to get onto the show, though.
Yeah. Teresa says that Danielle's sleeping with Marty. And Marge, who is now good friends with Marty, is like, that would never happen. Marge is really being, like, a ride or die in this situation. Being like, he would never do this. Like, this woman is a whore.
But that's the thing is, like, that's who she is for her friends, which is so funny because, like, she's not... Teresa doesn't realize that when she has been that for Teresa before.
Yeah. So, Marge calls Marty and is like, Danielle's saying that you guys have been fucking. Is that true? And he's like, I'm not going to comment on it.
No, he says no. He says, what?
Yeah.
He didn't say no. He just goes, what?
She's telling people that?
Yeah.
And then So they hang up, and then...
And then she's like, see, I told you. And everyone's like, that does not mean they didn't fuck. And everyone in their confessional, like, Dolores was like, they hooked up.
Yeah.
And then, like,
they're all just like...
Yeah, everyone.
Because she needs the house. Like, that's why everybody's like, she needs to have the house. Like, she has to...
Which is really funny. Jennifer really does not like... She does not like Danielle Staub.
She's afraid of her.
She's afraid of her.
Like, it's so funny because, like, she's like, she flipped a switch on me and she fucking went crazy. And now Jennifer is like, I do not want to have... I just think it's so funny that, like, Jennifer pretends to be, like, so tough, but she's like, I do not want this person near me.
She might be tough, but she's like a, I'm having a brain block right now. What's Danielle, or Teresa's sister-in-law?
Melissa?
Oh my goodness, I couldn't think of Melissa's name. She's so bland. I could only think of Horseface and not Melissa. But like she's like Melissa level of intense and crazy. She's not Danielle Staub level of intense and crazy. She'll get in Melissa's face. She'll be like, I'll throw something at Melissa's face. She'll get into Melissa's face. She'll get into Melissa's face.
She'll get into Margaret's face. But she's like, I know when to step away.
She's like, we played chicken and I turned.
Yeah. But that's funny because even Teresa's like, I feel like that has something to do with Margaret. The reason why Jennifer doesn't like her. It's like, it literally has everything to do with Danielle. It has nothing to do with Margaret. Like, the reason why Jennifer doesn't like her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like how, like, the logic that Teresa's, like, really does have, she has a very shitty judge of character, like all the women say. Because it's like, well, just because she hasn't done anything to me, it's like, yeah, we all understand she hasn't done anything to you, but she could do these things to you.
It was funny when Melissa was trying to be like, she's gonna be a winner and we're losers, about Jackie, like just trying to diffuse the situation
and make a ridiculous joke, something you're familiar with.
Make a ridiculous joke, and it was really just to be like, she's the person that you don't expect to have the money.
She's the dark horse,
and that's why she will end up surprising people and winning.
Yeah.
Because, like, you look at her
but they were all like, don't call me a fucking loser.
Yeah, they're like, did you just call us losers? And it's like, that's not
the point.
It's like, you guys show everything you have right up front. You look at you, we can look at you and just know who you are up and down. You look at Jackie, you don't know she's a lawyer. You don't know she has tons of money, like millions of dollars.
Yeah, invested in real estate, let alone.
Like, right? You don't know.
Like, that house she has to be $1 million.
Like, I went to a public elementary school. She looks like any one of the parents.
She looks like, she looks like a PTA, like, put together mom. Like,
PTA mom. She looks like a PTA mom.
Yeah, you wouldn't guess she's any different than, like, a...
And that's why they're like, she's not like, I have the biggest house in premise.
We're talking about the Hamptons trip, and we should be talking about the hair pull at Steve and Dan's private studio.
This whole season is amazing. It really has, like, lived up to the expectations.
It's aged very well. You don't see that with a lot of Housewives sagas.
It's very cohesive. The whole show following Teresa.
It's like a telenovela.
Yes, it is.
But this is a good.
Oh yeah.
All right, this is like a season full of everything. I mean, like, even the things that feel produced are still interesting to watch.
Very interesting.
You know, I honestly don't even care if they're produced, which I feel like is like the telling of like a good season. Is like, I don't really care if this is manufactured.
Yeah.
Because I like these women. Like, I care about like what's gonna happen to them.
Yeah.
Which, like, you can't say the same for, like, I definitely can't say the same for Beverly Hills or for Orange County.
You love Vanderpump.
I can't say the same for New Vanderpump either.
No, I'm talking about the person. Lisa.
I don't love her.
You don't love Lisa?
I respect her.
You don't love Lisa? I'm not even the founder of this podcast. I'm about to commit heresy and throw out the founder of the podcast.
I don't like her as much as, like, I don't know. She's not my favorite housewife.
You don't need to like her to love and respect and honor thy mother. You don't need to like her.
That's heretical that you're saying that about.
I'm the heretic for saying the patron saint of the Vanderpump cast.
You're proving
she is the patron of the Vanderpump.
Villa Rosa is like that little hotel in Bethlehem where Jesus was born.
He wasn't born in he got turned away from the hotel.
Like the farm, because they have all those animals.
The stable,
that's what I meant
manger?
to say. Yeah, the outside of Villa Rosa is made to look like the manger that Jesus Christ was born in. It's
the back area of Sir where they just film and smoke.
The alleys,
It's the alley behind
that's
Sir.
That's where Stassi's actually gonna have her baby.
Live stream from the alley behind Sir.
Oh my god, ew.
One day
eating goat cheese balls.
One day we will podcast from the Gay Pride Parade. From the alley, live at Sir.
I feel like that's like we're gonna be in hell and like podcasting from hell.
I might be. You'd love it.
I would love it. I feel like the devil would send me there and I'd be like, yes. But so we're gonna talk about Steve and Dan's private studio.
Steve and Dan.
And what happened there. I just want to say this. That hair pull was so intense. I've never gotten my hair pulled by another woman, so I can't really say like how hard it, but like the fact that she grabbed her hand to like stop her, I think shows like the intensity.
Pressure. And it's kind of funny too how like Danielle Staub said when she got her hair pulled, my real hair came out. It's like, no, those are extensions.
Well, she said that they were sewn into her scalp, like the little beads. They're like, you have to pull really hard to get those out, in her defense. I don't think you'd have to pull as hard to get your real hair taken out. Because they're, like, glued to your scalp. I've never gotten extensions, but, like, I feel like if you have a sewn-in extension, you have to pull really hard on that.
But is it glue?
Or the ones her hair had were glue.
I feel like glue's not as strong as, like, the connection between your hair and your head.
My hair falls out pretty easily. See?
Yeah, but that's different.
Oh. Well...
That's hair. You are supposed to lose a certain amount of hair a day.
Really?
Yeah, you're supposed to lose 100 pieces of hair a day.
I lose twice as much as that probably.
Who knows?
But so they're at the Steve and Dan studio, and it's pretty much like everybody else versus Teresa and Danielle. Like the other girls
it wasn't
are like
versus.
Not
it was
versus,
just.
But that's just the setup. Like,
but that's how Teresa and Danielle broke off.
Yeah, and these other girls don't want to fuck with her. Like
Jennifer doesn't want to be near her. Margaret doesn't want to be near her. And
Dolores
Jackie doesn't want to be near her. Dolores doesn't. Melissa will be near her and Teresa, but she doesn't want. It's weird to be like oh, Jackie did this or Margaret did this. It's like, come on.
Like, how are these
you get along with everyone? Danielle?
Yeah, and it's like I'm thinking about like all these things that has happened with Danielle that happened independent of Margaret. Like, the reason why Dolores doesn't like her is because Dolores thinks she's crazy because she said that lie about her. Which, like, at the time, Margaret was friends with her.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are all these things her fault? Like, it's like, you just don't want to admit you're a bad judge of character.
Was Margaret one of the people who was like, why would she lie? Or is that, you know what I mean?
I think she was kind of like, well, like, I don't believe she said that, but, like, why would she lie? Like, what does she have to gain from it? Yeah, I think she was like that. But... So, they're, like, all making jokes. Margaret is kind of going really hard on her, I feel like saying, like, making jokes about, like, her pussy and, like, I don't know. It's
she did make, she said, oh, sushi, raw fish, reminds me of Danielle.
It's like, that's kind of mean.
And everyone laughs, and then, Jackie goes, oh, I'm not having, oh, no, Dolores
was like, I can't have any of that now,
can't have
Margaret.
that now.
And it's like, that is kind of mean. That's very, like, sophomoric humor.
But that goes also to, look at freaking Dolores just being like, oh, I'm gonna go with the group of women making jokes, not actually, she would stick up for Danielle if it was Danielle, her, and if it was Danielle, Dolores, and Teresa. But the fact that it's, No,
Dolores hates Danielle.
But she also hates Margaret.
Dolores doesn't hate Margaret. Dolores and Margaret are friends.
She has before.
She's disliked her before, yes.
Oh,
because of Siggy.
Siggy, or even the season after that.
Yeah, they're not, but I think they're friends now.
They're getting closer.
I mean, I feel like they're very similar people.
Well, remember their whole conversation, their whole dinner, the first season where she was introduced, where she was like,
my kids don't talk to me, and she's like crying about it, and Dolores was like, yeah, I feel for her.
And she was like, we both have, like, I told everyone not to make fun of your living situation.
Yeah, because I live an unconventional living situation.
Because, like, my life is not... Yeah.
I'm really enjoying this season as well. What I think makes it great is the house husbands also go on little mini adventures when the wives are away.
That is interesting.
That's really cute to watch. Like, funny. It's funny to watch all of them. Joe Gorga, like, I feel like the second he gets a chance to be alone, he just, like, he has, like, handles of vodka, like, stashed away in his basement that, like, he's able to pull out at any moment. Because this is like, because when he went to the pool house with Bill, like, he had like 3 of them.
Or he just hit the liquor store before he came.
I can't imagine, like, going out with my friends and be like, oh, I'm gonna bring a handle of vodka.
Well, he's not a grown-ass man.
I'm not Joe Gorga, that's for sure.
Do you think they'd have even close to the same dynamic in the house husband pool house if Joe Giudice was there?
I feel like there'd be a schism. I feel like the house husbands would be fighting.
I feel like, because he's just so boastful.
Joe Giudice is, like...
gregarious.
Without him on the show, you can really see, like, these... Like, I don't know, I feel like...
You see Teresa, like, being a lot more outspoken.
And you see Teresa kind of just, like, getting abused a little bit. Like, when she's talking to them in Jamaica, and she's like... You know, he says, like... Or in the Hamptons, I think they're in the Hamptons. And she's like... He says, like, who would want me, like...
Yeah.
I'm not... Like, that's, like, not cool. And they're like, oh, he's going insane in ice. It's like, he says this stuff... Like, he's always said this stuff. Like...
Yeah. Well, like... he like Dolores said, like, Italian men aren't just kind of, like, braggadocious, and they talk a lot. And, like, I've seen that, like, I know that from my own family, and it is, like Dolores said, there's nothing behind it, but at the same time, it's like, you need to know when to shut your mouth.
Yeah, like, you are in prison. Like, you got yourself there. Like, It's not Teresa's fault. Like, when he's like, it's your fault. You should have called the lawyer. You're why I'm in ICE. It's
you should have made me a citizen.
Like that is not, like,
it's her fault that you didn't.
That's, like, fucked up to say. Like, it makes me feel really bad for her. It kind of makes you see, like, when she's, like, in situations like this that are so high stress, she does just, like, check out. And, like, stop thinking critically. Like, you know what I mean? I don't even think it's that she likes Danielle. I just think it's, like, Danielle's
there for her.
And, like, she doesn't have the energy to, like, investigate it. And she wants everybody else to just leave it alone. Because she's, like...
Well, back to the hair pull.
Oh, yes.
You spoiled for me.
She did spoil. I told him about... I couldn't help it.
She told me about the reunion where...
Not the reunion. It's, like, the last episode of the season. And they show the footage. Because I think Melissa and Danielle have dinner together. And, like, Danielle's like, why is everybody so mad at me? Teresa told me to do it. And then they show the footage.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, so first, Danielle's going like, oh, you have a square tit, or you're fake tits or something.
Well, in the boutique? Yeah,
and so Margaret pours water on her. Which is, like, it's a water bottle. It's not that fucking big of a deal.
Well, the whole thing gets started off with, I can't remember what Margaret said. She said something to Danielle as she walked up. And
Versace-clad elephant. She's like, okay, trout mouth.
Yeah, she goes, here comes the Versace-clad elephant, which is hilarious.
Because it was literally the ugliest outfit. I don't even think
it was a Versace tracksuit.
It didn't look real. It looked like a Fashion Nova tracksuit that just happened to have Versace print on it. Or like an AliExpress fit. It did not look like an expensive outfit like she said she was going to show up in.
She said she was going to show up in her most
very expensive outfit.
Her most expensive outfit.
Like, so, and then Margaret, so Margaret pours water on her. Again, not that big of a fucking deal. And then Danielle takes Margaret's purse. And this is insane to me. Like, I've been angry at somebody before, but my brain would never go to this.
My brain
never
their
goes personal
to
property.
Yeah, my brain never goes to that when I get angry. It's to, like, hurt someone like that.
Yeah, so she's like, is this yours? And she, like, this is just, like, crazy. Like, if a woman did this, like, in front of me, I'd be like, that bitch is crazy. Like, there is, like... Who looks at a candle and is like, oh, I'm gonna do this?
Which, when me and my, one of our hopefully soon to have on special guest, was watching it, this episode, I didn't notice the first time I saw it that they had a long, lingering shot on
the broken candle.
No, before it all happens.
Oh yeah.
Teresa goes, I love these candles. How much are they? $750. They're hand painted. Ugh. And then there's a long shot, and I couldn't help but thinking, I can't remember what it is, but like the literary thing where it's like
foreshadowing.
Well, no, there's like a specific term for that. Yeah, it's foreshadowing, but there's a specific term that's like when you see the gun on the mantle in the first act, someone's going to shoot it by the third.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, they had the candles. Yeah. Someone was gonna get.
But so Danielle like unzips Margaret's purse and like dumps all of her things in this candle, and like everything's probably covered in fucking wax. Mm-hmm. It's a huge candle.
But then she takes the candle and
a smaller one,
and starts just
smashing.
Bringing her arm up and just bringing the bottom of the candle down on her car keys and her wallet.
I think her cell phone must be in there.
Her lipstick or lip gloss, whatever. Like, it's just so funny.
It's so nuts. And then they're like, oh my god, like, do they go outside?
No, they just go into a different room.
They go into a different room and then they're talking, and then Margaret is like crying, and I think she says some more stuff about Danielle.
They're still talking shit back and forth essentially.
Yeah, they're going at it, and then I
think Margaret really isn't. Margaret's just being like this. You're like she's crazy.
How are you not seeing?
Yeah,
this?
She's more yelling to Teresa to be like, why are you like on her side?
Yeah. And then Danielle utters what can only be described as a Shakespearean scene. She goes, I just can't help myself anymore. And she pulls Margaret's hair, and Margaret, like, spins around,
like she was shot, grabs Danielle's wrist to stop the pressure.
It looks like some sort of classical scene that's been painted in, like, a academy or something. Like, just the way she, like, she alligator rolls, and she's like, ah!
Yeah, it's very expressive.
It's so funny.
Very, like, well framed, and they got it good on camera.
Which would lead me to believe that this has been orchestrated.
Or at least, not even orchestrated, but just the fact that, like, I wonder if that factored into Teresa's mind when she was just, like, she's looking at, like, she's years on the camera. She's a decade on the camera.
Yeah.
And she's just looking at the room, and she's just like, and Danielle Staub comes up and says, should I pull her hair? And she's just sitting there and goes,
yeah,
go pull her hair. And she's like, just like, I wonder if that factored in. Like,
yeah,
there's 3 cameras. One of them will get a shot.
Yeah.
I'm not on the camera now.
I mean, it's very obvious that when they reveal that they showed when they showed the footage, it's very obvious that it feels betrayed, and she really did not think anybody was going to find out about it.
She must have thought she was off camera, and she just forgot she was mic'd up. Because, like, there's just crazy shit going on.
She must have just been like, it's just a joke.
She pulled a Donald Trump, had the hot mic on her.
Yeah,
her good friend Donald Trump.
Her good friend Donald Trump, who did not pardon her husband, unfortunately.
Which
I hope that's his last act in the office.
He says, "In my last act, I declare
I'm bringing Joe Giudice back into the United States.
I'm destroying Paris, so we can't get back into the Paris Climate Accord. North Korea is now all of Korea. China is no longer China. They're called the bad people, and Joe Giudice's out of prison. Bye," and then just leaves.
Shit on the Oval Office emblem.
Oh my goodness!
I'm sorry. We said we weren't gonna get political on the pod. That's not very political, though.
That's just my terrible.
That's just our bad Donald Trump impersonations.
Which it's everyone's.
Everybody does it.
It's everyone's Donald Trump.
We've only got like 2 more months of it. We really have to live it up while we can before we start to do a bad Joe Biden impersonation.
Hey man,
Malarkey. We have some time to fix on it.
Yeah, we'll work
on it.
That's why all of you need to like and subscribe and share so
we can get better at the Joe Biden.
Good Biden feedback.
Yeah, good feedback.
Lori's gonna work on her Harris.
No, I'm not. But thank you for saying that. Joe, we did it. You're gonna be the president of the United States.
We did it.
She sounds like she's on like horse tranquilizers when she talks. Like she did not sound excited at all. Like
she sounded like she was tripping.
Anyways,
tripping.
She's just on LSD.
Stumbling.
She's in the middle of a field on like LSD. She's like, whatever happens, you know.
Oh my goodness. We
got really sidetracked. But so this hair pull leads Marge to not invite Teresa to the Mother's Day drag brunch.
Well, they had there's an event in between this.
Oh, the Envy Fashion Show.
The Envy Fashion Show.
And Teresa is still, like, not... She pours water on Jennifer.
She throws water at Jennifer to prove... To prove
how, like, non... In this, she does,
No, to prove how annoying it is, or how fucked up it is to throw water at someone.
And then Jennifer's like, I didn't hit you. Like, what are you... She's like, I know enough not to hit you because you threw water on me.
She's like...
So it's like she just proves her own... Yeah.
She goes, aren't you pissed? Like, and it's like, yeah, but that doesn't justify me hitting you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pulling your hair, destroying your purse.
Property, like, yeah. Yeah, and Jennifer was wearing, like, I think leather shoes.
She always wears
like,
Chanel.
She always wears, like, I think they're, like,
Chanel.
Manolo Blahniks.
Oh, she's always wearing Chanel.
She's always wearing Chanel. And I haven't clocked a fake one yet.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me that the community kind of, like...
Real Bad Housewives Fashions on Instagram, I believe the username is. They, like, haven't really... I don't think she wears anything fake.
Yeah.
She's so much fun. She bought all that cheap Chinese furniture. Like, I think all of that money was to save.
Yeah, so for the Chanel.
Yeah, I definitely believe some things in her house are, like, Gorga-esque, which is, like, you know, they'll fall apart if you touch them or something.
Yeah.
But I do believe all of her clothes are fake, are real, not fake. Unlike Teresa, who's almost always wearing something fake.
Teresa, yeah.
You can tell because the spacing in the letters for, like, some of her Chanel and, like, her, like, she wore, like, a Balenciaga t-shirt or something, and the spelling was just, like, these are screen printed shirts. Like, why is it spread out like that?
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah, so Marge doesn't invite her to the brunch because she's just, like, she just isn't apologizing. Like, why would I want her in my house? And,
she doesn't even approach her.
No, she doesn't even... She calls Dolores, and Dolores is getting her nails done with her.
Yeah.
Is it Dolores?
I don't know.
Dolores or Jackie or somebody. And, you know, she's rightfully pissed, so Jackie decides to, recon and then do a trip to the Hamptons to her house.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we learn that Jackie has family money.
Mm-hmm.
And Jennifer does not have family money. She has Bill Aiden's money. So she is, like, totally in. She's asking her all these questions. She researched the house before she got there. And I feel like if you research the house before you got there, like, why do you need to ask all those fucking questions? Like, you can find it out on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you already found out, like, how much she rents it out for. You could probably find out the property value of it. Like, you could probably find out how much she paid for it, like, in escrow or whatever the hell. Like, you don't need to... berate her. But Jennifer's
and
real...
everyone at the table in their confessionals and to Jackie later was like, that was really weird.
It was uncomfortable for you. But why would you let her spin her wheels like that then? Like, why wouldn't you just try to change the subject?
She will... I think after the third question, Jennifer did say, I hope I'm not making you uncomfortable. And Jackie did say, you are. You are. And then Jennifer just kept going.
Yeah. So nobody else was
without causing a fight, there's only a certain amount I feel like you can really do with Jennifer.
Yeah. But, like, the thing that really gets Jennifer is that Jackie's has a party for her boys. Or she had a party to them prior.
She had a party for her son's birthday. And
it was very cute. It looked like a great party.
Yeah, the kids loved it.
Yeah. They had, like, a basketball coach and stuff. It was really cute.
And Jennifer was just like, why didn't you get more expensive food? And Jackie goes, well, the kids don't want more expensive food.
They want pizza and funfetti cake.
And then Jennifer goes, but what about the parents that are there? And Jackie goes, it's a party for children, it's not a party for the parents.
Yeah. And I 100% agree with her. Like, I think Jackie is an amazing, like, just from what I'm seeing, I think she's a really good mom. I think her kids are probably really happy and,
do you remember what Jennifer responds to that, though, with?
I'm gonna eat before I go to your party.
No, that's what she says in her confessional.
Oh, what does she say?
Alright, you say what Jackie says.
Jackie's like, it's a party for children. Why would I? They want, like, pizza and funfetti cake.
Well, people are going to remember my children's parties.
Oh,
no one's going to remember yours. And it's just like...
she said, like, kids are going to want to come to my birthday party. They're not going to want to come to Steers. And it's like, why? You're a parent. Why the hell are you trying to earn favor with a bunch of 11-year-olds?
Yeah, it's
that's crazy to me.
It's like, if they're good, well-rounded children, they're going to have friends who are going to want to come celebrate
Yeah, and it's,
birthday.
like, kind of... It shows, like, how I feel like Jennifer's way of showing love is different than Jackie's. And it's, I think, mostly cultural and, like... very much inspired by like her money, like showing off how much money she has. But I do think you're starting to see like the repercussions of that with Jennifer's kids because her daughter's having a lot of trouble in school, like maintaining friends and stuff. And when you get to a level, like there's definitely kids when you're growing up who have a lot of money who you like do kind of pretend to like because their house is nicer or they always have like a good snacks or something.
Well,
and, like,
there's also just the fact that when you're young, I think it's more like, I think it might be this more, the fact that when you're young, your kids kind of come from, or your friends come from like, oh, there's these kids on the street, these are the children of my parents' friends. It's much more like, I'm friends with you just because I'm around you.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's more
because they live
locational.
in like a neighborhood.
Exactly. But now that they're at...
Denver's the biggest house in Paramus.
Now that like they're at high school, and this happens to a lot of kids, they have to actually be interesting, they have to have hobbies, they have to be able to relate to other people, and they also have to be able to play nice. And that's
like have nice vibes. Like when you get to be 15, you don't want to hang around somebody who like cries and like bitches and stuff.
Or like asks a lot of you.
Yeah,
if you have a friend that you have to do everything for, it's like that can't like make a decision emotionally.
Or their decisions are made by the wrong emotions. Yeah. It's like, you don't want to do that.
And so that's like, that's a parenting thing. And so that might be more of like the issue there.
Yeah.
Though, who are we to talk about?
We don't have kids, so I don't fucking know.
Yeah, we're not.
But I certainly don't write articles for
we won't.
Ladies' Home Journal or whatever the hell.
Please don't be mad at us.
Yeah, Jennifer, please don't be.
We'd love to play 2v2 with you and Bill Aiden on your basketball court in your basement.
Yeah, I would love to do that, actually. Like DM us for links. We can definitely make the drive to Jersey. Swim in your beautiful pool.
We won't even go in your real house. We can just stay in the pool house.
We don't need to go into the real one.
You don't even need to let us in. We'll just stay in the pool.
We'll just stay. I think
we'll be the Cato to your OJ.
Is the pool inside? They have an indoor pool?
No.
Oh.
The pool house is like a house by the pool.
I'll sleep on the cot.
It's a 2-bedroom pool house. You won't need to.
So,
babe, did you hear me what I just said? Look at me. It's a 2-bedroom pool house.
We're looking at apartments right now that are studio apartments with 1 bedroom. So we're like, oh, this is
nice.
It's 1,000 square feet. Wow.
Like this 2-bedroom pool house behind the biggest.
It's probably
going
to be nicer than the biggest house in Paramus. I don't even know if Paramus is nice.
I mean, you have the biggest house in it.
Yeah, but it's like having the biggest house in like East Hartford.
East Hartford.
It's not really saying
East Hartford
a lot.
Has some big houses.
Does it really?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
You have to think, like, people have been in Connecticut for, like, 400 years. There's some big houses around.
Yeah, and even in our neck of the woods, we got some big houses.
Yeah, we live down... I live down the street from something called the Cheney Mansions.
Yeah. We're giving away our locations now.
Oh, yeah, all 2 people who listen to us, who know us from high school.
You guys have found us.
Shout out!
But, yeah, so then they're having dinner. I want to talk about the dinner, and then we can, finish it up. But they're at dinner.
Which dinner is this?
I think it's lunch, actually. Let me fix that. They're at the lunch where...
What event is this?
They've split. They went shopping for clothes. They went shopping for home stuff. Jennifer and Marge, and then Jackie and everybody else.
Oh, we're in the Hamptons now.
Yeah, we're still in the Hamptons. And, Jennifer's just not fucking letting this shit go. Like, this thing with the birthday party. Like, it's so ridiculous. It's so, like...
But she's not letting it go to Marge. And that's the thing is Marge ran her mouth and brought it up. She said, like, well... Jennifer thinks you're kind of stingy because of your kid's birthday party. And so when Jennifer comes back to the table, Jackie goes, what the hell did you say about my kids?
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because that's what Jennifer said about the article.
Yeah. But, it is kind of funny that Marge is like, well, you're not going to believe what happened today. And it's like, well, I mean, this would have avoided a whole big thing. Oh, yeah. But again, we do love to see it, and we are forever grateful
love to see it.
To the drama.
To the Marge.
The powerhouse of pigtails.
Oh my goodness.
She's living caviar dreams and a champagne budget, or whatever the fuck her podcast is called. I listened to one episode of it. But like, yeah, so then they get into it again, and they're like, stop fucking don't call me stingy, don't make assumptions about my children, like...
Don't be stingy.
And then Melissa is like, what we were talking about earlier, she makes like a joke of like, we're all losers, and she's winning, and instead of being like, oh, like, we should all maybe take a step to be more frugal, they're like, what the fuck did you just call me?
Or more of the fact that it's like, you shouldn't be judging her negatively
about how she
decides to save or spend her money.
Yeah. And they're like, just call me a fucking loser.
Yeah, that's all everyone hears.
And then Jennifer's like, hello, and she stop throwing shit. Like, it doesn't go well for this group of women to be thrown things at.
It's really, yeah.
At least on Melissa. Melissa hates having things thrown at her.
Melissa really is not an aggressive person. Like, as soon as someone, like, transgresses her, she reacts in force. Like, she doesn't do anything to people. That's why when she, like...
Even with Teresa, it's like, what did she actually do to Teresa?
Married her brother.
Like, she did nothing wrong.
Got her cookies. She brought her cookies.
Like...
And then that started a whole... That was like...
She did something nice. Like, yeah, I feel like Melissa's always, like, when she was, like...
I honestly... You know that, the Tyler the Creator bit that's like...
You're just gonna bring birthday gifts on my birthday at my birthday party?
To my birthday?
And then they, like, smash the glass.
It says yes. Yeah. I feel like that's... What are you gonna do? Bring Christmas cookies to my Christmas party on Christmas?
That's Teresa and Melissa.
And Melissa's like, yes. And she just brings the cookies just, like, over.
Yeah, Melissa really doesn't ever... Like, when she's like, you're not the victim, I am, in the reunion.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like, yeah, she really is always getting shit on. Like, for nothing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the sense of Teresa's,
life is
like somebody being like, like somebody right saying now, like something about how they don't like Teresa's pants, and Teresa being like, why did you stick up for me, Melissa?
It's like
it's like, yeah. She's like, I didn't even know we were talking about you. Like, I was in the other room.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're, Jackie and Jennifer are at odds, and Jennifer's like, I want to leave the house. I don't feel comfortable in the house anymore, which is such a little bitch thing to do.
But then Dolores and
Teresa are like, we left together. We're gonna
we're gonna
leave together. It's like, what are you, fucking 8 years old? Shut up! Like, it's so annoying.
Or what are you, the Marines?
Like, yeah, like what? Leave no man behind or something? Like, what are you doing?
And
like,
and the thing is, like, and Jennifer kind of was going at Melissa.
Yeah, so it's like you left with this bitch who's like aggressing with your.
Yeah, you're gonna leave your sister-in-law.
And even Melissa is like
the host.
And the host who you're also trying to make amends with, like.
Well, she's not trying to make amends with her.
Yeah, she fucking hates Jackie.
She hates Jackie. She hates Margaret, and she kind of hates Melissa.
And
she couldn't say that, but that's what she wanted to say.
You can't. Yeah, she can't be like, look, I still don't really like you, like.
Yeah.
Because they don't like each other. Like, what do you see them doing? Like, you never see them film together independently in the way that we see.
We saw them do that one time. They took the kids on a play date one time in season 4.
Yeah. They, like, are, like, Melissa and Jackie film independently. Melissa and Margaret film independently. Do
you think Teresa's jealous at all for how easily Melissa and Jackie get along? Like, how easily, like, is that why you think she might, like, dislike Jackie a little bit?
I feel like Teresa is having a case of what some people would call OG-itis, which is like where you've been on the show for so long and you are so used to getting a certain treatment.
Absolutely.
And from the cast and from the producers. So when somebody comes on, like Margaret or like Jackie, who Jennifer's kind of up her ass. Like, let's be real about it. Like, Jennifer is fully up Teresa's ass.
And that's why they haven't had.
They like each other, yeah. But, like, Jennifer and Margaret are kind of...
We saw that kind of almost, that schism when Jennifer was like, oh, I have to be, like, a little bit nicer to... Who was it? Was it to Margaret? Or she said she had to apologize to Jackie?
Yeah.
And then, like, Teresa didn't like that. But that's out the door.
But it's like, if you... Like, it's, like, the thing where it's, like, if you come at her in a way that's, like, aggressive... Not even aggressive, but just being, like, this is fucked up. Like, you're not playing the rules, or you're not doing the right thing... Then she's like, I want you off. Like, what she even says to Jackie during the reunion is, like, you want to be here, or you've been here for 5 minutes. If you want to be here for 5 more, you should shut up.
Yeah, like, you're actually just as valuable. Maybe not just you, but you're just as
disposable.
You have the
same
position on the show as me.
Yeah,
it's like they're both just housewives.
You're both full-time housewives. Yeah, it's not like I'm talking to a friend of.
And one of the thing is, like, we've seen from Vanderpump that. It doesn't matter how long you've been on the show. If you fuck up, they will take you off. And
we've seen it on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with LVP herself. If you are not getting...
If you won't play the game... You
can either play the game or you can get out. Or they'll take you out.
They will take you out.
Well, LVP left on her own terms, but, like...
But she didn't want... But that's because she didn't want to play the game.
She didn't want to play the game. She was tired. And, like, you can see it with, like, even Bethany Frankel. Like, she didn't want to play the game anymore.
Yep.
Like, Nene Leakes wasn't playing the game, and she got the boot. Like, Vicky Gunvalson and Tamra Judge weren't playing the game anymore, and they got kicked off.
And it's like, you aren't supposed to be, like, control. You are supposed to make the drama for the show.
But you're not
but you don't get to decide. You don't get to edit.
You're not a producer.
Yeah, exactly. You don't get to be upset when you go and tell Danielle Staub to pull someone's hair.
That they show that footage. You said that.
You said that. You did that. Like, you don't get any extra protection.
And it's like the same. Yeah, and I feel like we're going back to this again. It's the same issue that people are having, like, with all the housewives to an extent. That's like. When you sign up for a reality show, with Denise Richards, for example, when you sign up for a reality show, you have to tell everybody everything, because they're just going to find out on their own.
Yes.
Like, excuse me. But yeah, so when we leave off, Joe, they're visiting him in ICE, and Teresa forgets her wallet, and that's it. And we'll take it from there. Will she visit Joe in ICE? We don't know. They're not allowed to film, so honestly, I don't even give a shit. Like, I don't even care. Like, if I can't watch it, like, I don't care.
It's kind of like filler drama.
Yeah.
It's really bad to be continued, honestly.
Yeah, it's like...
Like, how long is this episode going to be about this? 5 minutes?
I think 15 minutes.
Oh.
Because they have to talk about what they said in ICE. They have to, like, you have to show the girls talking. Like, it's like a whole big package.
I'll give it 8.
8 minutes?
I'll think. Yeah.
Interesting. And we didn't watch The Bachelorette, so we're not gonna update it. I don't really care anymore.
That's not true, guys. She was really politicking to watch it before this.
Oh, we need to wrap up, but I do want to talk about one thing. There's a picture of Dale and Claire that I have been thinking about.
Yes, it's been posted on our pod
almost every day. And it's a People magazine.
More than the Chi Chi DeVane picture.
Almost as much as the Chi Chi DeVane picture. Which is not funny. I'm not laughing because she's dead.
Stop,
she's one of my favorite
drivers. Don't explain.
But like fuck.
Just keep going, come on.
Dale is sitting.
He's hunched over on a marble counter.
I just want to say, men don't belong on there.
You
don't belong on the kitchen counter. This is a
woman's space.
That's a woman's space. That's where like little animals sit.
That's what it is.
And
it's just what it is.
And if you're in a lesbian relationship, then you can both be on the sink.
You can both be on the sink, like a bench.
Yeah, like a bench. Yeah, if you have an island, even better.
It's just a kitchen bench.
Yeah, it's like a bed for you two. But like Dale is a tall man. I think he's probably 6'1".
Taller, probably.
Taller than Claire. He was
tall amongst all
the other guys. Yeah. And he's sitting on the kitchen counter, and he's like, he looks like a question mark. Like, that is not comfortable. Yeah. Like, we're creatives. Like, visually, this is a disturbing image for me because the balance is off.
Yeah.
Like, and she's kissing him. I just don't like it. I think if she suggested that position, she is insane.
You think he was like, babe, come kiss me?
No, but I did watch a video of them, and he is he's talking, and I thought it was kind of cute. I do think they're in love.
I think every time I see him and her interact, I see him painfully trying not to punt her down the hallway.
I think they're in love. I think they talk for months, and I'm gonna be invested in their relationship more than I'm invested in the new Bachelorette. Not that I don't love Tayshia, but I just can't put myself through this anymore. My heart can't take it. I'm getting older. But that's it. That's all I got today. This is a Stop Being Hateful. And we were in a Mexicoma, and now we're Jamaican week Grace. I'm mad Marge never said that during the Jamaica trip.
Who would she say that to?
She would have said that to Teresa, obviously.
You're Jamaican me crazy.
Because Jennifer's running around.